Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, I wanted to provide an update on a couple of trades I've made over the last week in the crypto or Bitcoin mining space. This is a sector I'm super excited about in the back half of 2023. We've covered a number of these companies extensively on the channel. And again, I wanted to update you on my strategy as I have made some considerable moves in my portfolio over the last couple of days. Now, before we get into that, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed to McNallie Money, feel free to join. We'd love to have you as part of the community. And let me know in the comment section below what you think of the companies discussed in today's video, if you're currently holding shares in any of them, and how you think these crypto miners stack up to one another moving into the next halving event in 2024. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a couple of trades I've made in my crypto portfolio over the last few weeks, specifically in relation to three companies that we're going to talk about in today's video, being Wulf, Riot Platforms, formerly known as Riot Blockchain, and CleanSpark. So we've covered these at lengths on the channel previously, all of which we've actually held interviews with executive members aside from Riot. And I wanted to kick the video off with this article from the Motley Fool. It's got a couple of great visuals, and then we're going to follow the video up towards the end with some visuals out of a recent research report from CLSK that ranks, compares, and contrasts some of the miners in the space. So this article from the Motley Fool is titled "Why Riot Platforms, Marathon Digital, and Hut 8 Mining Skyrocketed in the Month of March 2023. Very similar to the narrative we've been talking about on this channel for a number of months. You guys, we're starting to see a reversal in the price of Bitcoin, and the mining companies move exponentially in relation to that underlying asset. Now, Riot and Hut 8 are both companies I personally hold. Riot more recently, Hut 8 is really my core holding in the crypto space. And within the month of March, I actually rotated some money out of Hut 8 Mining, out of Trade Desk, and picked up some new shares of Riot, Wulf, and CleanSpark. And I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly why that is as we move through today's presentation. Now, time for a little ad read, you guys. Please take a look in the video description below. There's a link to MooMoo. If you're new to investing, you don't know where to start, I would recommend you go check out MooMoo. They've got a number of great features that are easily accessible for beginner traders. Again, the link is in the video description below. Now, with that being said, Riot had an exceptional month. They were up about 60% in the month of March 2023. Hut 8 Mining, Marathon, very similar story. They're bouncing off some of the big support levels we saw over the last couple of months, where I feel the bottom came into the market. And what's interesting within this report is if you look at the share price gain compared to the actual price in Bitcoin change over the month, you can see Bitcoin is this dark purple or maroon color here. It was up about 25% in the month of March, which is phenomenal. However, Riot and Marathon moved exponentially, both of which were up over 40% in the month. Hut 8 Mining was up 27%. So this really speaks to my thesis about moving some money around. Hut 8 Mining has a great reserve. However, they don't have a huge hash rate, and they're not converting a lot of Bitcoin, or I should say mining a lot of Bitcoin at their current monthly production levels. So my decision was to move some money from Hut 8 and Trade Desk I actually sold into Riot Platforms. This is a leader in the space, both in terms of their reserve and their hash rate, and I think they offer a lot more stability than some of the up-and-comers like Hut 8 Mining. I'm also a little concerned about the US Bitcoin merger and unsure how that's all going to play out. So because I still love the sector, the space, and I do believe in the underlying fundamentals of Bitcoin, I still wanted exposure. However, I wanted to rotate some money into one of the main players, again being Riot Platforms. And we're actually going to talk about two other companies I picked up as well in this presentation. So the next one is going to be Wulf, you guys. We've talked about this company previously on the channel. We had the CEO on as well. Really liked the interview, really liked the context he provided. This one I was actually able to pick up shares at an average price of 80 cents. I'm in for about $2,000 US. As you can see at close on April 6th, they were just shy of $1, so already doing extremely well on this position. And you would actually have been able to pick up shares as low as 54 cents middle of March based on the pullback we saw on the 16th. And if that were the case, you would have almost doubled your money. This company, again, is sub $200 million market cap. They're aggressively growing their production and hash rate. And that's exactly what we saw in the press release containing their March 2023 production and operational update. So a couple numbers I wanted to call out here. They've increased their hash rate by 65% in the first quarter of 2023 to 3.3 exahash. They increased their Bitcoin production by 63% month over month. They're up over 233 Bitcoin in the month of March. And their Nautilus facility is targeting an additional 1.2 exahash of capacity being deployed by the end of the month of April. So this is a big growth story in the space, you guys. Not a huge reserve at this point in time, but definitely starting to see some big numbers out of TeraWulf. In addition to that, the company has secured energy inputs at 3.5 cents per kilowatt hour with an average cost per Bitcoin in the neighborhood of about $7,000, which is phenomenal to see. And with the additional 50 megawatts of capacity coming online at the second building at their Lake Mariner facility in Q2, they're targeting 5.5 exahash per second capacity by the end of the second quarter. So again, this is one that I picked up shares of, about 2,000 shares at an average cost of 80 cents US per share. The next one I alluded to in the intro is Riot Platforms, formerly known as Riot Blockchain. This one again has had a massive run. It was as low as $3.42 back at the end of December, so you would have almost tripled your money by this point in time. This one I'm down slightly. I'm in at an average of about $9.47. And if you pull up a 1 month chart on Riot Platforms, you can definitely see some big ups and downs throughout the month in relation to the price of Bitcoin. The big contrast here though, you guys, is this one is a behemoth in the industry, about $1.5 billion market cap. And they've really got the best of both worlds in terms of a massive reserve of self-mined Bitcoin and huge capacity, or exahash per second. And that's what we're going to look at in their March production and operational update. You can see a look at their facility here. Absolutely huge scale we're talking about. They produced just shy of 700 Bitcoin in the month of March, which is a real testament to the operation and facilities that they've put together. The reserve is currently sitting at 7,072 Bitcoin, so really rivaling what we see with Hut 8 mining. And although they're selling Bitcoin each and every month to fund their operations, you can see they generated net proceeds just shy of about $17 million in the month of March. They're still managing to retain a number of Bitcoin each month and actually add to the reserve. So in the case of March, they added an additional 20 Bitcoin to the reserve over and above what they needed to sell for their operational funding. Now, if you look at their exahash per second, they're currently sitting at 10.5 exahash, so double digits, which is phenomenal, really compared to anyone else in the space. And if you continue to scroll down through the press release, you can see they're targeting 12.5 exahash per second in the second half of this year. So this is one I'm feeling super confident about. This is a mistake I made in the cannabis space. I went after all the micro and nano cap companies, really missing some of the big players. And I've learned since then that a great way to diversify is in terms of size of company. And Riot, along with Marathon and some of these other heavyweights, are a great option if you're looking for that kind of diversification in the space. Now, CleanSpark is the last of the three that I've recently picked up and wanted to talk about in today's video. CleanSpark I actually opened up a call option contract on. So this is a $2.50 strike. It's dated for January 2025. So you're getting about 675 days until expiration. A 0.81 delta, which is really the sweet spot for me. I paid $2.13, so my break even on this would be just over $4.60, meaning that I need the price of CleanSpark to be in excess of $4.60 by the end of January 2025. However, between now and then, we've got that big halving event taking place in 2024, and this is one that I could see moving considerably over the next couple of years. So if we pull up a 5-year chart, you can see that CleanSpark was all the way as high as $59 or $46 back on February 1st of 2019 when we saw that huge rally in the crypto market. So this is one that I could comfortably see getting in excess of $20, $30, $35 per share in the next couple of years. Again, small market cap, under $200 million, but the story with CleanSpark really is about hash rate and growth. moving into the back half of 2023. So they were able to mine just about 600 Bitcoin in March, really rivaling Riot, which is one of the behemoths in the space. Keep in mind, Riot's market cap is about 7 times that of CleanSpark. And I should note, I did open up some call options on Riot platforms as well. CleanSpark is another one we've had on the channel. Super focused management team with a ton of experience. Again, looking to increase their hash rate to about 8.7 exahash per second and 16 exahash per second by the end of this calendar year. So very similar to TeraWulf, this is a big exponential growth story. Not a ton of Bitcoin in their reserve, currently sitting at 196. However, if you're bringing in 600 Bitcoin per month with a goal of 14 exahash per second within the year, you're going to be able to build that reserve extremely quickly as we start to see the price of Bitcoin increase. And this is another one that you can see selling Bitcoin throughout the month, 502 to be exact, to fund their operations. However, regardless of that sale, they were still able to deposit 96 Bitcoin into their reserve. And as the price of Bitcoin continues to increase, these companies are going to need to sell fewer and fewer coins each and every month to fund their operations. So with that being said, and now that you guys have seen my moves in the month of March and the first couple trading days of April, I wanted to jump over to this article from Stonegate Capital Partners. This is actually an article or research report in relation to Hive blockchain, but within this research report, there's a number of great visuals. So the first one I wanted to bring up is this comparison chart talking about self-mining in the month of December 2022. So this definitely is a couple of months old, but what it does here, you guys, is it shows their hash rate or petahash per second, their average Bitcoin mined, again, in the month of December, their current reserve, and then it gets into some efficiency metrics that we've talked about in previous videos. So this is Bitcoin mined per 1 exahash, which really shows the efficiency of these operations. You can see it ranges dramatically, with HUD 8 actually being in 9th place at the lowest efficiency of 64 Bitcoin per 1 exahash. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Bitfarms, CleanSpark, and Hive in excess of 113 Bitcoin being mined for each and every exahash per second of capacity. So this was really one of the key drivers of my rebalancing within my crypto portfolio. Again, moving some money out of HUD 8 into Riot, and then picking up shares of CleanSpark with fresh capital that I deployed into my account. And Bitfarms, for any of you who've watched my videos consistently, you'll know that that's my second biggest position in the crypto space at this point in time. Now, the other visual I wanted to share is really in relation to the valuation of these companies compared to their peers. So again, you can see a lot of the companies talked about on the channel: CleanSpark, Bitfarms, HUD 8 Mining, Marathon, Riot, and even DMG Blockchain, again, which we've had a member of the leadership team on to represent the company in recent months. Here you'll see that DigiHost is actually ranked first in terms of their enterprise value to net assets. You've got Iris Energy in second place, CleanSpark in third place, which is a real vote of confidence, as I recently opened those call option contracts. And then HUD 8 and Riot are kind of sitting middle pack at 5th and 6th position respectively. So some super interesting charts. Again, if you've got a variety of different holdings in this space, I think the real key to success here is going to be diversification. We've seen how quickly things can change in relation to these companies in the crypto space. So my strategy is really to hold a number of different picks in the sector or bet on a number of different horses in the race. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Which of these companies are you holding? Which is your favorite and why? If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. So make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to join. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.